Hey guys, it's Minaj. Today we'll be talking about how to make Msty use Intel ARC GPU. If you haven't tried Msty, I would highly recommend that you give it a try. I have created a detailed video that you can find in the description or maybe here. If we go to Msty website, we could see that Msty natively doesn't support Intel ARC. It only supports Nvidia or AMD and also the CPU support. The way we are gonna achieve this is by using Docker. Msty does advertise it as a one-click setup, but we are going to use Docker in this case because that is what our workaround is going to be. It's not that hard, and I'll go through every step how to set up the Docker and connect it to Msty so that we could use our Intel GPU with Msty. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and open our command prompt, and in the command prompt, the first step is to download a Docker image, which is ipex-llm based Docker image. We could use either the latest image or the tag that I'm showing here. I found that this tag gives me the fastest result. It might be true for you too, so you can just try replace the latest with the tag here. So we're going to replace latest with the tag. This will pull the image, and once that is finished, we can verify that that image is indeed available in our Docker. We can go to Docker, click on images, and then we can find our image here and verify the tag. So that's it for the image. Next is we're going to create a container based out of this image. And to do so, we're going to go back to our command prompt and run another command, which is going to create a container based on the image that we just downloaded. So this is the command. In here, we're going to change the tag number so that our container gets created with the tag. This is the part where you could modify the location based on your user and based on the location on your computer or PC. That's what you have to change. We don't have to go through each detail here, but these are some default values. This says that this is the port where it is going to be accessible, and that's it. We have our image created. We can go back to Docker and verify that our container is created. The container is up and running, and now the next step is to go into Docker bash. For that, we can execute this command. Oh, okay, I think I put the wrong container name. Oops. So I created the container name with the container3. So let's rerun this command with container3, hit enter. Now we are in the bash of the Docker. The next command is that we are going to go into a script folder, and this is where the script folder is located. We are in the script folder now. The next command would be to source the device. This device sourcing actually lets the ipex-llm initialize the GPU. The next step is to start our Ollama. We will use this command, and now our Ollama is up and running. We can verify that by doing the PS. We could see that Ollama is running. The next step is to go to Ollama folder. This folder gets created automatically. You don't have to worry about how it gets created. Once we are in Ollama, we can run our command to pull the model. This moment we don't have to run it, we just pull it and it should be okay. For this demonstration, I'm gonna pull DeepSeek R17B. So we'll come back to it when it is completely downloaded, and I'll show you the next step how to use this Docker image as a remote connection in Msty so that we could use our GPU. That's it for the Docker part. Now we're gonna go open our Msty app. This is the place where we can add our remote model provider, or if you are in the welcome screen, you could click this option, and in the right menu pane, choose Ollama remote. Here we can give it any name, and the service endpoint would be our local host and the port, which is 11434, and we're going to fetch models. Once we click fetch models, if the connection is right, we're going to see that we have our model listed that we downloaded in previous step. We can go back just for an example, and we'll download another model, and we will go back to Msty and refetch the models, and you'll see that it'll fetch the new model here. So that is how you fetch or install new model in your Docker image, and that's how it will show up in Msty. So we'll download the DeepSeek R1 1.5B, and once that installation is finished, we can come back to Msty and refetch the models, and now we see 1.5p as well. So let's add that. We get into the conversation window. In here we could select Docker ipex-llm based model. I'm gonna start with 7b, and now let's do our prompt. Tell me a fun fact about Roman Empire. So it has started to work, and we could go to our task manager and monitor the performance of GPU. So here you see the model is started to load on the GPU's dedicated memory, which is VRAM, and you could see that our inference has started and DeepSeek has started to answer our prompt, and we could see that the memory is being utilized from the GPU. There we go. It took 20 seconds to think, and we have our answer by DeepSeek 7b here. Just for comparison, what we could do, we could add a split chat, and in one window we could choose DeepSeek 7b from our Docker image, which is using Intel GPU, and in the another window we'll choose local DeepSeek model, which is local to Msty. So for now I don't have any model. This is how we can load model or install model, and we are gonna install DeepSeek R1. So let's go ahead, download DeepSeek R1. We will come back to it when it is downloaded. Okay, download has finished. Let's go back to our split chat, and in there we are going to choose the local AI DeepSeek R1. As Msty doesn't support Intel GPU natively, so this part or right hand side chat will use CPU, not GPU, and we can see how the inference speed looks like in token per second. So let's try this command. The good thing about this is that you can sync the command, which means that if you have the sync enabled, whatever you type in any of those message box, it's going to replicate to each other. So we're going to choose the sync because we want to compare. Let's see how the inference looks like. There you go. If you see on the left hand side, the GPU version is way faster than CPU version, and we can see that this is the CPU being used by Msty, and the model is loaded on RAM, and the other one is our Docker, and our Docker has finished running inference and finished in 25 seconds. Now the inference from the local AI is finished, and it took 46 seconds versus 25 seconds that it took from the Docker that runs on GPU. So there you guys, this is how we can use Msty with Intel ARC GPU, even though it says that it is only supported AMD and Nvidia or CPU. So this is the workaround that I found, and that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next. Bye for now.